for this panel, and she is Anna Latour. She is the owner and founder of SkinWorks Incorporated. As a skincare practitioner who is also somebody who struggles with imperfect skin herself, she has learned that beauty does not come in a jar. And I'd love to give us the opportunity now to hear from Anna, and so please come on up.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I think I'm in the wrong place because this is supposed to be Skinless Project, and I'm talking about skin today. But yeah, she said I'm an esthetician. I've worked in a lot of different spas. Currently, I work for a dermatologist in Wheaton. And I've had also some good national training that I've had some other doctors like Dr. Howard Murad that are internationally known influence my perception and my approach to skin. So first, before I'd like to talk, or I'm supposed to talk about aging, but first I would like to talk about how we perceive beauty, because if we want to be beautiful at any age, we have to really know what we're talking about when we're talking about beauty. And one of the reasons why, if you look at my bio, I started a Beauty Revolution classes for young women is because it really started bothering me how our perception is just such a perfectionist type of perception of beauty. And it's so exclusive as far as what we perceive in magazines and models and so forth. So I wanted to make something for young women that help them redefine beauty for themselves. So I want women to redefine beauty about being healthy, because truly that's what we really want. And if we do that, it actually is very inclusive, because anybody can have healthy skin. You can have it at any age, you can have it with any color, any race, and actually any social economical background. So that's the beauty that I'm going to talk about today. So first of all, for that type of beauty, we have to be real. And just like she said, beauty doesn't come in a jar. And now that I work at a derm office, it doesn't come in Botox and fillers. Sorry to tell you guys that. And don't tell Dr. Herman I said that. But first of all, real beauty is healthy skin. I mean, we can do all these outside things or topical things and think that they're going to quick fix certain aspects and insecurities that we have about our skin, but that's not the truth. It's really healthy skin. Skin is a reflection of internal health and also well-being of ourselves. I was actually on a medical missions trip a couple weeks ago with Dr. Herman. We did a specialty group down in Bolivia in South America. And one thing that really stood out that impacted us is we saw everything from really extreme skincare issues to really mundane, everyday women coming in wanting to get help for what they called manchas, where were just little small imperfections on their skin. And it didn't matter whether they were the higher upper class or they were off the street or in the mountains. They cared about what they looked like. So one day we were climbing a mountain, not literally, in a truck. We were in a truck climbing a mountain to go to a remote village. And in that time, I had time to talk to my boss, Dr. Herman, who's a dermatologist. And I said that I was going to come speak at this women's conference about skin. He's like, what are you going to say? And so I was just telling him a little bit about, that I want women to redefine beauty for being healthy. And he said, uh-huh. And I said, well, what would you, I'd love to say something that you would tell women, if you could tell them something to avoid, or what would be the secret to keeping beauty throughout the age. So I got 4 things from him. It was a lot longer than 4 things, but number 1 was, well, he said beauty killers was the sun. So if we can give you any advice, if you avoid sun exposure, you're going to save yourself 80% of the skin's aging. And I know a lot of women hate to hear that, but, and it's hard to be active as well and stay out of the sun, but sunscreen is a must. And just being sun smart, avoiding high noon times of sun exposure. Also avoiding smoking and alcohol. And this is one reason why I talk to young women too, and kind of include that in my talk because wanting beauty can be a great motivating factor to live a healthier life. Everybody wants to be beautiful. Nobody got up this morning and like put on the worst clothes and tried to look as horrible as possible. We all tried to look good. So that can be very motivating for young women. To not smoke, one thing we notice in skincare is when we do some extra like aggressive procedures, if that person is a smoker, they don't heal very well. Their immune system is much lowered, I'm sure, in the body, but in the skin does not repair itself at all. So sun exposure and smoking will age you immensely, and drinking as well. And the other thing that can kill you, or beauty killers, is a poor diet. Our food is what nourishes our skin. Our skin's our largest organ, and so what you eat is a reflection basically on your skin. And then the other thing is stress. How many have seen a friend or a sister or a loved one go through a really stressful time in their life and they aged 10 years in 1 year? And that's just showing you the effect of different hormones that get released in our body, but then through our skin as well. And that breaks down the repair process and we age a lot quicker. So that was Dr. Herman's advice for 4 things to avoid. And then another doctor that I really love his approach to skin is he talks about there's just 3 things that really impact the skin's health. And it's what you put on your skin every single day, or what you expose it to, what you put in your mouth, and what you put in your mind. And so basically they're saying the same things. It's the whole person is what impacts our skin. And when I have women come in and they're worried about this or that, or this wrinkle, or this or that, it's not just the skin. Their skin comes attached to this body and this person who comes in the room, and their whole life is reflected in like a map of what's going on in their life. The second thing, how to be beautiful at any age, is to be very, very confident. I think confidence and beauty can be synonyms because they're so closely related. Something that I've started doing, and partly because the industry that I work in is a snobby industry, so I get to work with lots of snobs, which teach me something. They compliment themselves all the time. So, so I started practicing the same thing of complimenting myself, or even looking for compliments or asking people to compliment myself. But I have a good friend who I will quote her, and she's a massage therapist, and she's gorgeous with or without makeup. But one day I asked her, I'm like, why don't you wear makeup like at work? Usually she just comes in with her scrubs, no makeup, not her hair done, but then I'll see her later and she's all dolled up. I'm like, why do you do that? She goes, well, I have to play it down, because I'm a professional and I don't want the guys that I'm massaging to think anything, so I play everything down. So I love that. So I started using that. When people compliment me, sometimes I'll say, well, I actually looked really, really good this morning. I had to play it down because I didn't want to make anybody feel bad. And people kind of get taken back by that. In one of my blogs, I talked about one reason why I started that is my daughter gave me a compliment one day. She told me I was so beautiful. And I thought, the normal thing we do as women is we put ourselves down, right? We negate the person who's complimented. Oh no, this or that, and we give reasons why they shouldn't compliment us. Why do we do that? So, and I don't want my daughter to start doing that. So I had a genius moment for a second. So she said that to me, and I thought, okay, how can I answer her without, I want to encourage her to be able to accept compliments. So I said, well, I wasn't always this beautiful. What? And I said, well, because, but when I was younger, I didn't feel good about myself, and I didn't take very good care of myself, and I didn't do this, and I didn't do that. So in that, I taught her I can accept the compliment, but it's not just my outer beauty, it's everything else that makes me beautiful. It's how I present myself, how I care about myself. That's why I work out. That's why I eat healthy, Laura. That's why I do this. It's not just my looks. The second thing, how to be confident, is one thing I've learned is you'll always live better, thank you, when you look good. And we all know this, have you ever had a really good hair day? Things can go wrong, but you look good, so it's fine, you can deal with anything that comes your way. I mean, we all have had that day, right? So why don't we try to copy that and have that multiply as much as we can. And it's not just about hair, but do things that make yourself feel better about yourself. So if that's having a great workout, or doing your makeup a little bit more, or spending extra time, or eating a really healthy meal, things that make you feel better will set you up for a better day. Just like they were talking about, I have to tell women to take care of themselves. Men actually we don't have to have this conversation with men. Men do it all their own. They have their own friends, they do their me time, they feel good about themselves. They do that naturally. Women don't. We always put other people's, before ourselves, especially our family. But I had a really good personal trainer tell me, Anna, because I was complaining about him wanting me to work out so many times a day. And he said, and I said, I have a family, I have this, and he said, yeah, but you're not going to be there, and you're not going to be the best version of yourself if you don't take care of yourself first. So that's my encouragement for you guys. It's not being selfish to put yourself first. It's actually helping, it's giving everybody else that you take care of the best version of you. I know I'm probably almost at my end, right? And then the third thing about how to be beautiful at any age is just be your age. It's okay. Like, I don't know when aging got bad or like ugly, because aging is totally normal. And I get that we don't want to speed it up, obviously, and we want to avoid the things that we can't reverse, like sun damage and all those kinds of things. But I actually think laugh lines are actually gorgeous, like especially the ones that like go across the eyes when people smile, like accentuates to your eyes. And I think laugh lines, that's what we should want. Frown lines, okay, not so much. But if we can start accepting each other and accepting aging as normal, I think we're going to be at a better spot. Because aging is not unhealthy, right? So if we're defining it as beauty as health, then aging isn't unhealthy. It's just a normal process, and we just don't want to speed it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. Can we